So one thing that we've noticed now in the market is that candidates not only are using AI for their CVs, but they're now able to use Agentic AI to make the applications end to end. They can go onto a job board, make an application, fill out all the forms, and they can scale this massively. Literally just go to the AI and say, okay, apply for the next 1,000 marketing jobs, okay, that meet the barest minimum requirements. And they don't need to be picky. They can just, because the more the better. It's no work on their part. And then it can customize cover letters and it can tweak CVs so that it all looks like they've really thoroughly thought about this. And HR teams are just not prepared for this. Because historically, they would put up friction in order to see who was serious. Write a cover letter. Okay, something like that. Fill out these application form responses. Because only people who are dedicated enough, interested in the role, and therefore have looked into it would do that. That is not the case anymore. Okay, that is being mass produced. And HR teams need to recognize this. And I think the most obvious solution is, of course, drop those requirements. Because it's not them filling it out. Okay? They're not doing it. It's getting through that process. But because you haven't put the friction up, because it's frictionless now, people just don't show up to interviews. Or you ask them to show up for an assessment center and then they ghost you. Okay? Because they can't track 1,000 job applications. The power is kind of in their hands now, in a way that it was very much the opposite before. They'll just make 1,000 job applications, they'll look at the top 5 and take those seriously. Everyone else is being ignored and ghosted. That's a huge problem because assessment centers and even partner interviews, panel interviews, that's a real time commitment. That's a real opportunity cost. Thousands of pounds. Got to rent a room, show up, you have to, plan it, prepare it, and if it's multiple senior people, that's a real expense for someone to just, not show up, okay? Because there was no friction anymore. Because the friction's gone. Okay, that is the benefit of AI from the candidate's perspective. It makes this process so frictionless, so smooth, hardly any commitment is needed. So do not expect someone who has walked through what was previously an onerous selection process to be committed to the role.